So obviously I want to dedicate it to my ancestors, and so on both sides of my family, so on my mother's side, to my mom, to my grandma, to my mom Elsa, to my grandma Cristina, to my great grandma Elsa and her husband Juan, and then to my great grandmother Petronila and Viterbo, and yeah, there are two more that I forgot. And then on my father's side, to my father Dino, to my grandma Olga and abuelo Lucho, and to my great grandmother and grandfathers. That's kind of when the story get lost, so we don't know. Like there is a picture of an ancestor, like it's supposed to be a Mapuche from our Indian people, so our native. So that's where I always kind of like hold on to, that I have that in my blood, that I'm part indigenous. So because I've been always like the curious one in the family, so I always want to know more. So I'm originally from Chile. I was born in a city called Viña del Mar because there is no hospital in my hometown. So, well, there wasn't. I was born in 1985. So, in my hometown, it's called Villa Alemana. And it's quite the irony because it doesn't mean that we are all German, because Villa Alemana would be like German village. There is the story that the owner of the land decided to name the town after the first people who were gonna buy it. So actually the first ones were German, and that's why they named the town Villa Alemana. And one of the characteristics of my town is that it was in the middle of towns, and there was the train. So because of that, we had access to food, and we had a lot of like communication because we were right there. Like the train would pass through our town. So actually that's a lot of how my town is divided, like south and north, because the line, how do you say that? The train tracks are in the middle. So there is a difference from north and south of my town. Yeah. So I came here when I was 23, and it was just for 3 months, but that extended to 12 years now. So what this community have done for me is it's seen me grow. Like the woman, like this adult. Because back home I thought that I was like acting and living as an adult, like with all these projects and dreams. But when I came here, I realized that if I work, I could make those dreams happen. And that's when I kind of like become a little workaholic, and so I'm always working. But yeah, like this place had held me. Is that the verb? That's where my brain always goes. I have to like just, so it held me when I most needed it. The whole community. It's been just, I don't know, like a journey of this self-discovery that I couldn't have done in my country. Coming here was kind of like a escape in a way, because I didn't know any other reality until I was 23. I had all the things, the basic things that you have, that you need, and I had an amazing home, very like solid family in certain ways, a lot of love. I had food, I had clothes, I had education, I went to university, I was studying. But when I came here, it was like, I actually lived the American dream, which I never even thought about it back home. I was happy, I had a life, I had a boyfriend, and I was also kind of escaping from that relationship. And then I start just working and developing and meeting people and growing and making not very good decisions, but then also like making the best ones, and that's where I'm at now. Yeah. I'm working with a nonprofit organization from the valley, from our town. I worked as a teacher in early childhood. That's my passion. That's what I really, really love, being in a classroom, playing with kids. Also setting some boundaries, but but yeah, like that's what I really, really like had enjoyed. And I've always loved to volunteer. Since I was in Chile, I've always done that. So any volunteer experience that I can do, I do it. I don't know, like without even knowing, people met me in the past, and I had connections with them until even today, and without even knowing it. And they saw like the light in me, and that they kept that. And I kept kind of like, even though I was not in a very good moment of my life, they were like, I don't know, like they still kept that the light that I can bring to the world. So a lot of doors were open because of that. So yeah, I always just try to bring like understanding, and that's also a lot of like the lesson that I've had in life, like just accept the other from where it's coming from, and just like not a lot of judgment, and just like not put my perception on others. Like being humbled in a very important part of my life helped me to be like that, and just open to others, and just, okay, that's who you are, and I'm gonna just respect that because that's actually who you are today. I don't know tomorrow. So I always say that I feel that I'm the minority of the minority because I'm not Mexican. I'm from Chile, and my language, my words are different. I don't say aguacate, I say palta. And that's for me, like losing that word, it's important. I would teach my kids to say palta. And like those little things. So yeah, that would be like the main one. And that one, like when people sometimes, but also I learned to accept. And when some people will come to me and be like, oh, so you speak like whatever. And I'm like, yes, I'm from Chile, I speak Spanish, but my language, it's different. Like my accent, everything. It's people who have traveled, I learned too that they get that. So they can kind of catch where you are actually from. And they are like more respectful. But yeah, sometimes being told that, oh, you speak Portuguese, and I'm like, no. That's only spoken in Portugal and Brazil. So it's just like those things. But yeah, at the beginning it would be like, but now it's like, that's what it is. Or another one, I have to say that I've never felt like, ¿cómo se dice? Racism. Because something in me prepared me, I don't know how, but even in 2 experiences that I had, I would just felt sorry for them. And because as this is like a generational thing, I would be like, your family raised you like that, and then you're gonna raise your kids like that. But then it's gonna be a point when someone in your generation is gonna start thinking differently, and there is gonna be a change. So it's like that doesn't let me lose hope that at the end, especially in this country, we are all immigrants. Like we all migrated from somewhere else. Like, so yeah, that's what just always like brings me serenity and just say, well, that's your thought, not mine. So yeah. Well, one is, like I said, palta. It's silly, it's avocado. But also one indigenous one that it's rayen, and that's flores, flowers. And that's the name that I would love to give to if I ever have a kid. So that would be like to name my daughter like that, or my boy, who knows. So yeah, rayen. So this is like a typical artwork from an area in central part of Chile, and I forgot the word now in English, but it's like water and what is it called? Clay, correct? Handmade, and this is spice from my country. One chef, a local chef here, she gave it to me, and it's called merquén, and it's very smoky, and you can mostly get it only in the south. Actually, this is straight from the south of Chile, and it's really, really good. So the stories we tell, they eventually get embedded in ourselves. They just like get in our souls. I even believe, and this is in our DNA. I have the blessing that I have my grandma, that she's always been a good storyteller without even knowing it. And I even get emotional on that because actually I just talked before coming here with her, and she had a surgery recently and she's just such a fighter. She's just this strong woman, and I think we have that ingrained in all of our family right now. So yeah, it's important. It's important to stop and be detailed and tell stories, because I didn't appreciate them when I was younger, and now I just want to like get more, and so I can transmit them to this next generation.